I'm going to share a quick tip. Coco mentioned something that I talked about yesterday on a training call. And lately I've been spending a lot of time thinking about something. Actually, I've been thinking about lots of things. But for the sake of time, I'm going to keep it simple and keep it short. And so I want to talk about the language that we use sometimes. And I will tell you this, that going back a lot of years, I like to compare and contrast people who make it with people who don't. And I've been working in the industry for a lot of years with top earners and people who join, who have a ton of enthusiasm, a great background, great credentials, and then something happens and they end up quitting or they end up disappearing. And over the years at any given company, I scratched my head and said, I wonder what happened to that person. Where did they go? And sometimes people just self-select and they say, you know what, this isn't for me, this isn't working, I'm going to go move on. And so starting in 1995 is when full-time I was working in this industry and really went back and forth as a distributor and corporate over the course of several years. I actually started doing that in 1992. But the difference, there's a few differences that I want to talk about right now with all of you, the people that make it versus the people that don't. And what I mean by make it are the people that reach their goals, that really, if it's the highest rank, if it's A16 that you're running for, that if that's what it means, if make what how you define as my English is terrible, if that's how we're going to define making it, I'll use A16 as an example for that. And I've asked myself for years, why do some people make it and others don't? And it has to do with a few things. Coco mentioned, the ability to pass the baton, to create a succession plan for yourself, duplication, pull leaders up, pull more people up, realize it's not about you, it's about the entire organization. But I'm not going to spend time talking about that right now. I want to talk about something that I've noticed between people that really make it and people that kind of get lost along the way. One of these principles has to do with how we talk, the language that we use, keeping things simple for prospects, simple for people who might be kicking our tires. And to kind of make this point, explain this point, I will tell you that at least once a week here at ACTIVZ, I'm asked to get on a call or Zoom with someone, and they always say, I've got this top leader from the industry. They were making 50 grand a month or 120 grand a month or whatever the case is at some other company. And this is a huge leader and they're checking us out in ACTIVZ. And this does, without exaggerating, happens at least once a week. And I like to get on the call and I always, find out, what's this person's story? Why are you checking us out? What are you looking for? What happened? And I like to find out what happened at these other companies that would cause someone to look for a new home. And we know that happens for a variety of reasons, but inevitably we end up having a conversation about the comp plan, how to make money here. Now, I'll tell you that top leaders like to cut to the bottom line, right? They don't like to spend a lot of time saying, okay, well, let's go through a top to bottom dissertation on how the comp plan works. Explain to me fast start, explain to me one-time rank advancement bonuses, explain to me unilevel, explain to me global bonus pools, explain to me, your this, that. What they like to do is they like to ask, how quickly can someone on my team make $500 a month? Explain that to me. They'll also ask questions like, how quickly can someone make $10,000 a month? Explain that to me. And I'll just tell you that over the years, the people who are the most successful have an ability to explain that in 30 seconds. The people who, for whatever reason, don't make it, they get stuck in what I'll call sort of the dogma of the industry or their company, right? They become infatuated with the technology, the science, or the comp plan, and they feel that they have to do a top to bottom explanation when really that doesn't attract people. It makes it seem harder for people. So I'll just cut to the chase here and be more simple than I've been in the last 10 minutes. We need to master how to answer people's questions directly. What I mean by that, if someone says, explain to me what what makes your comp plan different, know what makes it different, right? Paying 8 levels doesn't make it different. The fact that it has dynamic compression doesn't make it different. The fact that it has 4 business centers does make it different. The fact that it's a hybrid unilevel makes it different. So I would encourage you to become familiar with these terms. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do is when I say learn how to answer questions, let me show you what I mean by that. I mean, if someone says, okay, cut to the bottom line, how to make money, right? Well, the first way to answer that, you might be tempted to say, okay, well, I'd like to schedule time to talk to you about that. How about 3 o'clock this afternoon or 8 o'clock? Well, what I have found in my experience when we do that, a lot of people say, you know what, forget about it. That's okay. I'm not interested. Right. And they use that kind of as an excuse to get out of it. But if you can, in 15 to 30 seconds, deliver what I'm going to call an elevator pitch on answering their question, it will serve you, because they'll see that not only are you serious, not only do you know your stuff, but it's something that they can actually do. So I'm going to just share real quick something. This is in English. I'm going to skip over this here. These are some tips that I use in training. Here we go. Number 1, how to earn. You should master how to talk about the ROI, how to invest and how to get an ROI. And if it costs you about $200 to start your own business, if you invite 3 people into your business that are somewhat entrepreneurial, who can spend 1 to 2 hours a day following a system, you're going to make your money back. The company, you're going to make about $200, right? That's the quickest way to explain the ROI. Notice what I don't do is I don't use terms like fast start bonus. The reason why I don't do that is because it's a new term for a lot of people. And when people listen to and hear a new term, mentally, a lot of people put up a block. They're like, oh, wait, what is this? I don't know what you're talking about. But if you say the company will pay you $200 when you invite 3 business partners, and notice I call them business partners, not distributors, and I never use the word prospect unless it's in a training, right? People don't like to be viewed as prospects, right? But the term business partner is a good term to use. Anyways, point is number 1, make sure that you understand that. Point number 2, questions that lots of people want to know, and especially leaders from other companies, how do I make my first $500? Well, get really good at explaining the 500 Club. And actually, the 500 Club pays us $900, doesn't it? It's not just $500. There's an extra $500 bonus. But be able to talk about that in 15 to 20 seconds and talk about it confidently, so that you're transmitting what in Spanish we use the term posture a lot, right? Transmitting conviction and confidence. The third question that I find that people need to know the answer to is, how do I make $500 a month? Well, I think it's page 4 of the success guide, we introduce a principle or a program called the Y3 program, Yo Más Tres. That's Spanish, isn't it? And it's called M3, which is me plus 3. That me plus 3 friends, right? With about a $200 order every month. That would be an Optimend, a Link. It would be, with a Genomics, maybe a Serum in there. That's about 200 PV per month. And each one of us finding 5 customers. That's the mother-in-law, the neighbor, it's the sister, it's the cousin, it's the brother. When you do that, you're going to make, if each person had exactly 200 PV, that would pay you $300 residually each and every month, you plus 3 friends. Now, obviously, what people consume is going to vary. So that's why I say it's about $380 to $500 per month. But guys, you should really understand. We've got some background noise. If you can help me with the mute, please. Thank you. Make sure that you're mastering that. Master that. And I say master that because versus learn that. If you've mastered it, when you talk about it, you're going to transmit confidence, right? And transmit belief, right? And at the end of the day, that's what this is about. The fourth thing that people ask frequently, and specifically leaders from the industry and from other companies, is they say, okay, if your comp plan or your company is good as you say it is, I would need to know how to make at least 10 grand a month if I'm going to really take this seriously. So how do we talk about that? Well, one way to talk about that is say, well, we're going to help you. Like I said, we're going to help you get your money back with 3 business partners, right? And we're going to take advantage of what we call the M3 program, me plus 3, and that's going to pay you $300, $380 to, between $400 to $500 per month. And you're also going to have the company's going to give you a title, and that title they're going to call you an A3. That's just a title to designate or to delineate how much sales volume you have in your organization. The next step is we're going to help you get a 4th business partner. And when you do that, and you help that person do what you did with your first 3, you're going to receive the title of A6. And at that title, with that rank, you're going to earn an average of about $1,000 a month. Now, the next step to earning $10,000 a month is we're going to take your 4 people, and we're going to go find another 6 business partners. And we're going to help them do exactly what you did with your 4th. Now, for all of you who understand our comp plan, you're going to find 10 people and help them become, first of all, A3s, but then help them become A6s. So in layman's terms, you're going to help 10 people earn $1,000 a month. Do you know 10 people who would like to earn $10,000 a month? Yes. When you do that, the company gives you a title and a rank. It's called A12, and the average income at that rank is actually $10,500. But there's your $10,000. So where I'm going with all of this is sometimes we spend too much time focusing on concepts like dynamic compression, like how many levels do we pay? Like what's the percentage on each level? How many legs we have to have? We draw lots of circles and lines and zeros, and that's okay. It's okay to understand how the comp plan is programmed, but to be able to explain it in, I'll just call it layman's terms, understandable everyday terms, it will help you. It's gonna help you explain how to make money in a way that's far more understandable by the majority of people and have much more success. And we talk about sometimes elevator pitches. An elevator pitch is talking about the business, right, in the space of a minute and a half while you're on the elevator. And I would just challenge all of you to start working on these 4 points. These 4 points, if you can talk about how to get an ROI, how to make your first $500, how to make $500 a month, and then how to make $10,000 a month, and do each of those in 30 seconds, you're going to find that there's a different and better result that comes when you have these conversations with people. Last but not least, I'll just say a big difference between people that reach the high levels of success and those that don't is the people who become leaders are great listeners. They ask the right questions, and they stop trying to sell. They stop talking about what they think the value proposition is, and instead they ask what the other person is looking for, and they ask whether that person is happy at their job, whether or not that person is reaching their goals in life, and based on that response, they are then providing them an answer. One of these 4 points is likely to be the answer, the solution to what plagues many Americans, right? Which is simply more money, or it's more time with family, or more vacations. So if you can use one of these 4 points to resolve those concerns, you'll be well on your way to the top. So anyways, that's my tip of the day. Stu, you asked me to share a little sales tip, and there you have it. Guys, we're really proud of everybody. The US is just cranking right now. And so, I'll give it up for all of you. And congratulations once again for all those new ranks. Anyway, Stu, back to you.